To the session on data wrangling using Pandas. Data wrangling is the process of preparing raw data into a meaningful format. In data science, the collected data usually contains errors, missing values, and inconsistent formats. So Panda helps us to clean, transform, combine, and reshape data efficiently before analysis and machine learning. Why data wrangling is important in data science? In real-world application, the data collected from different sources is usually not in perfect format. It may contain missing values, duplicate records, incorrect formats, or inconsistent information. Data wrangling helps us to identify and remove these errors, improving the overall quality and reliability of the dataset. It also helps in creating useful features from existing data. Feature creation is an important step in machine learning process because model requires meaningful input variables to identify patterns. By organizing and preparing data properly, data scientists can reduce the time required for analysis and focus more on extracting insights. Finally, a high quality and well prepared data improves the accuracy of machine learning predictions and helps organizations make better decisions. What is data wrangling? Data wrangling is the process of converting raw, unorganized data into a clean and structured format that can be used for analysis and machine learning. The data wrangling process usually starts with raw data collected from different sources. This data may contain errors, missing values, or inconsistent formats. So the first step is data cleaning, where we remove duplicates, handling missing values, and correct errors. The next step is data transformation, where we convert the data into a suitable format and create useful features for analysis. In many real-world projects, data comes from multiple sources. Data wrangling helps us combine these datasets using techniques like merging and joining. It also includes reshaping data into different formats using functions like pivot and melt. After completing this step, the final output is an analysis-ready dataset that can be used for visualization, reporting, and building machine learning models. Data cleaning, which is the most important steps in data wrangling. Real-world datasets often contain missing values, duplicate records, inconsistent informations, and incorrect data format. These issues can affect the accuracy of analysis and machine learning model. So the first task in data cleaning is to identify the missing values. Pandas represent missing data using NaN, which stands for not a number. Next, we remove the duplicate records to avoid repeated information that can distort analysis result. Also, we can correct inconsistent data such as different spellings of the same category or incorrect entries. Another important task is handling incorrect formats such as dates stored in text or numbers stored as strings. All these steps improve the reliability and quality of this dataset. In this example shown, the dataset consists of two records. The second record has a missing value represented by NaN. Using the function df.drop_na of function, Pandas remove the row containing the missing value. As a result, only the complete and valid record remains in the output. So data cleaning is essential because high quality data leads to more accurate analysis, better insights, and improved machine learning performance. Now we can see how to handle missing values in a dataset. In real-world data science projects, missing data is a common problem. Data collected from surveys, customer records, and business systems may contain empty values due to incomplete information. Missing values can affect the results of analysis and reduce the performance of machine learning models. Therefore, handling them is an important pre-processing step. Pandas provide two commonly used functions for handling missing data. The fill function is used to replace missing values with a specific value. For example, we can replace missing values with 0, mean value, or any suitable value based on the requirement. The drop NA function is to remove row or column that contain missing values. The choice between filling or removing missing data depends on the business requirement and the importance of missing information. In this example, the input dataset contains values 10, NN, and 20. So the none value represents missing data. Using fill NA of 0, pandas replace the missing values with 0. So the output becomes 10, 0, and 20. So proper handling of missing values improves data quality and helps to create reliable data sets for further analysis and improvement. Data transformation. Data transformation is the process of converting raw data into a suitable format that can be easily analyzed by data scientists and machine learning algorithms. In real-world datasets, the available data may not be directly useful. We need to modify it by creating new features, changing data formats, and converting values into meaningful representation. The first step in creating new features is feature creation. Feature creation helps us extract additional information from existing data. These new features can improve the performance of machine learning model. We can also convert the data types such as changing text data into numerical values or converting data formats for analysis. Another important operation is mapping. Categorical values where labels like yes or no or pass or fail are converted into a format that algorithms can understand. Data normalization is also used to bring values into a common range, which helps many machine learning algorithms perform better. In this example, we create a new column called result based on the student marks. The code uses apply a function with a condition. If the marks are greater than or equal to 40, the result is assigned as pass, else it is assigned as fail. For an input value of 80 marks, the output becomes 80 and result is pass. This type of transformation helps convert raw data into meaningful information for analysis and prediction. Combining and merging datasets using pandas. In real-world data science project, information is usually stored in multiple datasets or tables. For example, a school may store student details in one table and mark information in another table. To perform meaningful analysis, we need to combine these datasets into a single complete dataset. Pandas provide the function pd.merge to combine two or more datasets. The merge operation connects tables using a common key. A common key is a column that exists in both datasets such as student ID, customer ID, or product ID. In this example, we have two tables, student table containing student details, mark table containing subject marks. Both tables may contain a common column called ID. So the function pd.merge of student, marks, on equal to ID matches the ID values in both tables and combines the related information. The output is a combined table containing both student details and mark information. Dataset merging is widely used in business analytics, customer analysis, healthcare finance, and machine learning projects because it creates a complete dataset from multiple sources for better decision making. Now let us see the different types of merge operation in pandas. When combining datasets, we may need different ways of selecting records from the table. Pandas provide different merge types based on our analysis requirement. The first step is inner join. It keeps only the records that have matching values in both datasets. For example, if two tables contain customer IDs, inner join will return only the customer available in both tables. Second, left join. It keeps all record from the left dataset and adds matching information from the right dataset. If no matching value is available, the missing fields will be shown as empty values. Right join. It works opposite to the left join. It keeps all records from the right dataset and add matching information from the left dataset. Outer join. Outer join keeps all records from both datasets. If a record does not have a match, Pandas keep the information and fill the missing values. Choosing the correct merge type depends on the purpose of analysis. For example, in customer analytics, we may use inner join to analyze existing customers, left join to keep all customers, or outer join we want a complete view of all available data. So merging operation help data scientists to combine information efficiently and prepare data set for analysis and machine learning. Merging on index. When we merge two datasets, we use a common column such as customer ID or student ID, but sometimes the record information is stored using the row index instead of a separate column. In such a case, Pandas allows us to merge dataset using their index value. The parameter left index equal to true and right index equal to true indicate that the merge operation should use the index of both data frames for matching records. Syntax df1 dot merge of df2, comma left index equal to true, comma right index equal to true. So Panda compares the row index of df1 and df2 and combines the matching rows. Index-based matching is especially useful for time series data, whereas dates or timestamps are often used as indexes. For example, one dataset may contain daily stock price and another dataset may contain daily market information. Both can be combined based on the date index. Merging on index improves data alignment and helps create a well-structured dataset for further analysis and machine learning applications. Concatenation. Concatenation is a technique used to combine multiple datasets by adding rows or columns together. In real-world data science project, data is often collected from different sources on different time period. For example, a company may store sales data for each month in separate files. We can combine these files using concatenation. So Panda provides the function pd.concat to join data frames. Syntax is pd.concat of df1, df2. Here df1 and df2 are the two different datasets that we want to combine. By default, concatenation combines the row vertically, meaning the records from the second dataset are added below the first dataset. The axis parameter can also be used to combine data horizontally by adding columns. For example, if two departments maintain separate employee records, we can concatenate them to create a single complete dataset. Concatenation is commonly used in data collection, data integration, and pre-processing steps in data science to organize informations. Combining with overlap. Overlapping information use combine underscore first of functions. So in real world dataset, the same information may be available from different sources, but some values may be missing in one dataset. The combine underscore first of function helps to fill missing data by taking the available values from another data frame. It compares two datasets and keep the existing values from the first dataset. If any values is missing, it automatically takes the corresponding value from the second dataset. For example, if a customer database has missing phone number, we can use a backup dataset containing those details and fill the missing information. This method improves data completeness and help create a more reliable dataset for further analysis and Machine learning commonly used in data integration, data cleaning, and handling incomplete data set in data science projects. Reshaping data using the melt-off function. So in data analysis, the structure of data is very important. Sometimes data is stored in wide format where multiple values are placed in separate columns. For analysis and visualization, we may need to convert it into a long format. Delta function is used to convert wide format data into long format data. In real-time examples, a sales dataset may have separate columns for January, February, and March. Using melta function, this month column can be converted into rows with month and sales value. So in the code df.melta function, the input contains separate month column and the output creates a structured formats with two main parts, variable column containing the original column names and value column containing the corresponding values. This reshaped format is easier for grouping, filtering and visualization. Data scientists commonly use this melt function when preparing data for charts, reports and machine learning workflow because many analysis tools work better with long format data. Pivot and pivot tables. The pivot function is used to rearrange or reshape data by changing the structure of rows and columns. It helps convert data into a format that is easier to read and analyze. The pivot table function is an advanced version of pivot. It not only reshapes the data but also performs calculation like sum, average, count, minimum, maximum values. These functions are mainly used for creating summaries for large datasets. A company can summarize total sales by city, product, or month. In business reporting, pivot table help managers quickly understand performance and identify the important trends. In this example, we are calculating the total sales based on different cities. The parameter values equal to sales indicate the column on which we want to perform the calculation. The parameter index equal to city groups the data based on each city. The parameter AGG function equal to sum tells Pandas to add all sales value for each city. For example, if your sales data contains transaction from Chennai, Delhi and Mumbai, the pivot table will calculate the total sales generated from each city. This type of analysis is commonly used in data science and business analytics to understand regional performance, identify high performing areas and support decision making. In real world application, companies may combine the customers order and sales datasets. Data wrangling helps create a complete view of customer behavior and supports better decisions. So in customer dataset, it may contain customer details such as customer ID, name, locations, and contact informations. Order datasets may store information like customer purchase order dates and product details. Sales transaction contains sales records such as product sales quantity and revenue generated. We can see how to merge customer and sales data. The data sets customer and sales are combined using a common field like customer ID or order ID. And data scientists analyze the combined data to find which products are purchased most, which customers spend more, customer buying trends, sales performance. All those can be analyzed. For example, in an online shopping company like Amazon uses customers and purchase data to recommend products, understand customer behavior, and improve sales strategies. Summary: the pandas will provide the essential functions for data preparations. Functions like cleaning, merging, concatenations, melt, and pivot are the important skills for every data scientist. So proper data wrangling creates reliable analysis and better machine learning results. Thank you.